All right, guys, update so far. Something interesting is happening, but so let me give you update. Last time I told you that I went to the CDL driving school because I wanted to get my CDL license as soon as possible. And there was another reason also for going to the CDL school, so I can explain. The reason was that I found out that since I was unemployed, the local unemployment office over here was helping people get CDL licenses, and they would pay or reimburse you for the tuition. So that's what I thought. So I wanted to go that route. I contacted them and saw what the process was, but uh, on their website, it gave a list of schools they were authorized to go to. So I selected one of the schools, called them up, Ferrari Driving School in New York. They didn't not respond to me. So the next one under that was Executive Driving School. That's where I called next, and they said, yes, come on in. So that's why I went to that school. Now, when I went to the school, the office, unfortunately, my first impressions were very bad about that school. It was a little hole in the wall sort of office, right in Queens. Really, nothing to write home about from outside. Broken door and things like that. So when I walk in, the whole office or thing that they had was very, very old and decrepit. You know, wood chairs and wood tables and weird, like nobody has touched that office for the past 10 years, to fix anything in that office. But I mean, looks aren't everything. My whole priority was to get my CDL license from this driving school so that my tuition would be reimbursed. So I went in there. I sat with the lady. She's on the phone with somebody else. Finally, she gets a chance to talk to me. She talks to me. While she's talking to me and telling me what options there is, there are cockroaches walking on her desk back and forth. And all she's doing is just flicking them off the desk. And then another one walks by this way, and then she flicks them off. And then I look on the side and the files and all that, a bunch of insects and cockroaches on it. So just to give you an idea what type of office this was. So um, but even that didn't discourage me. I was like, you know what? I'm not sitting in the office for cockroaches. I'm here for my CDL license, so let's get it on. So I asked her what the thing. She was like, well, I can't be too sure because I said I need to get it. I need to get the training right away. I'm not waiting. So let me see whatever the quickest schedule you can get me on. She calls her boss, who's basically the trainer. It looks like the whole office only has one trainer, they just use her everywhere. She talks to me. She's like, oh, if you want to get the thing right away, you have to put the deposit down, otherwise we can't get you in, so you need to put the money down right now. I said, okay, no problem. I took out the money. I deposited the money right on the spot, for to get signed up, and I signed up for the school because my whole thing was I need to get the CDL license. Now, when I came home, I found out, I checked the unemployment situation also. There was some glitch there saying that you have to have your CDLB license and then they will help you go into A. And also the process of reimbursement of the tuition was only half of it or something. And then that would be if you qualified after all their interviews and things like that. So I was kind of like, do I really want to go through all of that just to get the tuition reimbursement? And that even maybe not even now, maybe a few months from now or something. So I was kind of like not really feeling that. I kind of started second guessing myself, like maybe that's not the route I want to go in. So I started researching the big companies that do the trainings and all that. So all the companies that I searched, I found, in my opinion, Prime was the company that most of the people had good opinions about in their training system. They had a very set up training system, step by step, and they was gonna help you get your CDL license. The problem was, like, initially you don't make any money with them because I think the training is free. I mean, they don't pay you for the training right in the beginning, and then once you start driving for them in the beginning, uh, first 2 3 weeks, I think there's nothing. You don't get paid anything. And once you actually start in the training program, that's when you get like $900 gross minimum. If you not minimum, that's the one that they give you, and that's going to last for at least 30,000 miles to learn from. So I thought about it. I said my priority wasn't the money. My priority was good training and good education. So I said, it's okay. I can go for it. I don't need to get paid a lot in the beginning if I'm getting the experience and learning in a proper way. So it was late in the night. I sent an email. I signed up on their application, uh, driveprime.com or something, Drive for Prime. Filled out the application, sent it in. Next morning, got a call from the recruiter from Prime, asked me a few questions, clarified something about the job history, and said, "Are you ready to go?" I said, "Yes, I'm ready to go." They said, "Okay, go for the drug test." They said, "What about the DOT inspection?" I said, "I already got it. DOT medical." I said, "I already got that done." He sent me an email about the drug test. I went for the drug test, and then he sent an email. This all happened within a few hours. Sent an email saying, "Okay, you're confirmed for orientation. You can come in. We set you up to at Pennsylvania Pittston, and you can come in for orientation on the 20th of December." He asked me, "Are you okay with missing Christmas if you're gonna be there?" I said, "That's fine. I can take. That's not gonna be a problem." So all this happened in the first few hours, 3 4 hours in the morning time. Once I got a confirmation that yes, I was in for the orientation, then I ended up going back to the driving school and asked them for canceling my registration, which turned out to be a problem because then they're like, "No, we registered you. We're not gonna give you your money back." So I mean, that's a whole different issue. But yes, so basically, sorry for a long rant, but the end of the day, the bottom line is, instead of going the CDL route, going to the CDL school and getting my license first and then looking for employment at a company, I'm going the other route. The other route is going with a big trucking company that offers you the training and the CDL license. They don't charge you in the beginning, but you have to sign a 1 year contract with them, and if you have to do your full year. If you don't do your full year, you have to pay them back for the training they gave you, which is about $4,500 anyway. So my logic about that was, if I went to a good driving school by myself, I would have to pay 4,500 anyway, and then I would get the license from the driving school. And going in as a zero experience driver, I would not be getting paid in the beginning anyway. I would still have to do training with whatever company I'm going with. So instead of that, if I just go with Prime, they'll train me, won't charge me for the CDL license. I'll get my CDL license, and if I get enough experience within the 6 7 months, and if I find something that is more lucrative and makes sense, I can cancel the contract and move to that company and still pay them 4,500 for canceling the contract, which would have been the same amount I would have paid to a CDL driving school just to get my CDL. So it made logic sense to me that why not pay the 4,500, have an option of paying the 4,500 at Prime and get the experience from a bigger company in a proper way, as opposed to paying the 4,500 to a CDL school and then get your license. So that's what it is. I am going to Prime in a couple of weeks. On 20th of December is my orientation there. So this is exciting. I'm gonna start watching some videos about Prime. Um, Guys, one of the reasons I chose Prime is most people that left videos about their experiences with the training program were mostly positive, and the ones that were negative was not necessarily about the Prime itself, but more about they ended up getting bad trainers, or they weren't compatible with the trainers. So, and then they called and they changed the trainer to a different trainer, and 9 times out of 10, the second trainer that they got was way better, and they ended up being very happy with that. So hopefully, let's see how my trainer is and how it turns out. But excited going to Prime. I'll keep you updated if there's any changes along the way. But all right, guys, this is the update for so far. Excited about my CDL journey. If you have any questions, send me leave a message or send me an email. Email is in my description, and take you along on the journey. All right. Thanks.